Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Podiatry Business Podcast with myself, Lorcan O'Donnell. This is episode 166 and the title of today's podcast is Why Your Podiatry Practice Isn't Growing Past the Revenue Plateau. So I speak to a lot of clinic owners, a lot of podiatry clinic owners worldwide, and in almost all cases, they're not coming to me for help because they want to become multimillionaires. They want to become the next Bezos, etc., Elon Musk. What they want instead is they've built a business and the business is not providing them with the financial rewards that they thought they would get or hoped that they would get, and instead what they've done is they've almost built a business that's kind of trapped them, a business that they feel that they can't take extended holidays because it's so dependent on them to bring in the turnover. Quite recently I've started working with a couple, and this couple who own a podiatry clinic, their goal was to be able to take a holiday together. And when I asked them what did they mean by that, what they said was that if they both took a holiday together, their cash flow was so poor that the business was going to be in trouble, so they couldn't really do that. And this is not that unusual, that we find that people build a clinic and then the clinic is doing okay, is making some money and so on, but you're really tied to it and you're not able to grow it beyond the point where you're essentially the main cash flow generator in the business. So there's a few things that you're probably doing that you need to change to make that a better position for you, to give you financial freedom, I suppose. So the first thing is you're probably trading time for money. And what I mean by that is that you're actually going in treating the patients. And what you should be doing instead is you should be building systems that other people will be able to follow. So the way that you would want it to run, but other people are doing it, because there's only so many hours in the day that you can treat patients. And what you want to do instead is you want to work harder. You want to work smarter, not harder. Because working harder, seeing more patients, squeezing that patient in during your lunch break, staying that bit a little bit longer, going in that little bit earlier, all it's going to do is it's going to keep you stuck, and it's going to mean that you're running up against your personal capacity limit quite quickly, and you're going to burn out and almost resent your own business. The second thing I see people doing is that they have no clear pricing strategy. So what they're doing is they're consistently undercharging or have inconsistent pricing that prevents you as the clinic owner from maximizing the revenue per patient. Now, what we're not talking about here is squeezing more money out of patients than is ethical, but in many cases, and almost I would say 100% of cases that I meet, the clinic owner is undercharging relative to what they need to be charging to make that business run. And as a result, the profits are simply not there. The owner ends up burnt out, not making enough money, and in some cases making less money than they would if they went and got a job. And that's not what we want for any of ourselves. So no clear pricing strategy. And what you need instead is you need to make sure that you have a pricing strategy that's not dependent on what other clinics are doing, but it's actually dependent on what is necessary and needed for you to live the life that you want to lead. And I've dealt with this in other podcasts before, but there's a system that you can use. It's not just picking a number out of the sky. Also, what I see a lot is what we call leaky bucket syndrome. So that you as the clinic owner, you're focused maybe on getting new patients all the time while existing ones are slipping away due to poor retention systems. So if you think about it, if you were able to keep all of the patients that you got, you probably wouldn't be able to grow your business anymore. You wouldn't need to grow your business anymore. But instead, what tends to happen is we take on new patients, we continually look for new patients, and our older patients will slip away because we don't have systems in place to retain, to encourage them to come back. And instead, what we want to have is we want to have database reactivation systems that are running almost on autopilot to encourage people to come back, people who've lapsed and so on. Maybe you've got staff limitations holding you back, so you can't scale beyond what you personally can handle because you haven't built a team or trained them properly. Now, what will happen is I'll often find clinic owners will come to me and they'll have team members. Usually they're taking them on as an associate model because they think that's the better and safer one for them as the clinic owner. It's not in the long term. And then when they take them on, they don't train them properly. And because they don't train them properly, they don't do things the way that the clinic needs it done. And therefore the owner has to be there constantly to pick up the pieces, to firefight. And they're not actually able to retain those staff as long as they'd like them to be able to retain the type of staff that they really need to retain. Maybe their marketing isn't systematic. So it's ad hoc. It's what Tyson Franklin would call helicopter marketing. So it's sporadic, it's inconsistent marketing that doesn't really compound over time, because what you need is a marketing system that once you start, it is a snowball effect and it keeps running and keeps running. It's not as difficult as it might seem to do, and it is obviously as part of a service that we provide for clients. But you need to have a marketing system, whatever level of marketing you're doing. You don't have to do everything. And in my next episode, we're going to be talking about Google Ads. But you need a system that is, a marketing that is systemized and that is running without you having to constantly oversee it. Maybe you don't know your numbers, and if you don't know your numbers, you can't optimize what you can't measure. You're missing key KPIs, like you don't know what it costs you to break even. You don't know what it costs you to get a new client. You don't know what your rebooking rates are. You don't know what your conversion rates of new patients into ongoing plan of care are, and so on. An example of this might be, you might have 2 staff and one staff has a rebooking rate of 15%. So out of 100 new patients, only 15 book a second appointment, while the other staff member has a rebooking rate of 80%. And these are not numbers I've plucked out of the sky. This is real numbers that I've seen in the past week with my clients. And if you don't know those numbers, you're not going to know, well, I need to deal with the staff member who has a 15% rebooking rate. I need to fix that rather than going spending money on getting new patients. I just need those patients that I already have to come back in again. So it's simple levers that you can pull inside in your business to change the overall health of your business from a financial perspective. Maybe you're relying solely on word of mouth. Now, word of mouth is fantastic. But it's a passive growth strategy, and what it does is it caps your potential and it makes your business vulnerable, because maybe people will stop talking about you. Instead, what you need to make sure is that your marketing is always systemized, including your word of mouth. You can systemize your word of mouth, and that it is something that you're in control of and that you're able to measure. Just simply relying and hoping that people will mention you to others isn't a strategy, it's just hope. Maybe you have a fear of investing in the future of your business, that you're hoarding cash or you're afraid to reinvest cash, maybe in marketing, maybe in business coaching, whether it's with me or with someone else, maybe in taking on that next staff member so you can grow from where you are right now. But you can't expand your business if you're not going to invest in the growth of your business. Now, investing in growth doesn't always mean investing in money. It might mean investing your time in learning how to run that business. So it could be a case that you're currently doing 50, 60 hours clinical and you got to cut maybe a day a week to work on the business rather than in the business. And this comes to my last point, which is a lack or a deficit in a business mindset. Thinking like a clinician instead of thinking like a business owner who works on the business rather than in the business. So it's not that you have to think like a business owner to the detriment of a clinician. I still own my own clinic. I'm in tomorrow treating patients, and I take a great pride in the clinical work that we do, and I make sure we do best practice. But it doesn't mean that I can't run a well-run business for my staff, for my patients, for anybody that is reliant on me and my business. But if you're simply thinking like a clinician and you're not thinking like a business owner, then your business and your clinic is not going to deliver the type of service, the type of outcome that it could do for all of those people. So you need to think that I'm going to approach this like a business mindset, and that you're not afraid to invest your time, you're not afraid to invest money wisely, not just willy-nilly, in your business to help it grow to become a better vehicle that throws off cash and profits for you as the owner, that gives you the financial freedom to have choice in whether you treat this type of patient go on this type of holiday, buy that particular house, and so on. And again, it's not like we're trying to make people take advantage of patients, or that you're trying to become a multimillionaire. Maybe you are, and that's okay. But instead, what you're trying to do is to build a better business and a better lifestyle for you, for your patients, for your staff, and so on. So if you find that your business, your practice is kind of plateaued, that you're not able to get it beyond where it is, start to think about these things that we've talked about here. Maybe go through, make a list of them and see which ones are you missing, and start to work on them. And obviously, I'm here, my team is here, we're ready to help with our business coaching service. If you are interested in having a chat with us helping you with any of these things, just go to morepracticeprofits.com and just book a 10-minute quick triage call. We call it, it's basically a phone call for 10 minutes. We have a quick chat on the phone and we see if we're a good fit for each other. So until next time, this is Lorcan Dunlop, Podiatry Business Mentor, signing out.